this is Pastor Jay with Walk in Truth Christian Fellowship Church, also podcaster of Walk in Truth Radio. You know, this is my opinion and my opinion only, and I just want people to think about this. I see the celebrities coming on and they're talking about racial inequality. I see celebrity people of the ruling class come on and say they didn't know that it was like this. And my question, I'm 57 years old now. My question is, how is it that you could live in America and not know? You know, you're not talking about a 20-year-old, and they say it too, but how could you be 60 and 65 and you are part of the ruling class and you saying that you didn't know the plight of African American people in America? Either you're just plain ignorant or you just didn't want to know. What you believed is because you see some of them at the restaurant you go to, and maybe they have joined the country club that you go to, and you have a few of friends, so-called friends at work that, man, everything is good for the majority part of African Americans because, you know, I see Joshua and Tommy and, you know, they're doing good at the tennis courts and we all live in the same neighborhood. But, you know, what happens to Michael Brown and now George Floyd, and just keep going back and back and back and back. Where were you when all this happened? I mean, you because the police got found innocent, that it was false and it didn't happen. And that's what amazes me about this time. And what's going to happen is they're going to form the Blue Ribbon Committee. They're going to have the hearings. They're going to have the statements. Doesn't it smell and sound familiar to you? As my parents told me what happened back in the 50s and the 60s, that they're going to come up with these laws that's supposed to legislate love into our hearts, and that can't be done. It won't be done. All that will happen right now, just quote me on this, is that with these committees and these things that's going on, that's going to, you know, the Blue Ribbon Committees and the meetings and the council meetings and the people that will be appointed to talk at these hearings and these what you call them, this new thing they got going now, town hall meetings. Yeah, town hall meetings. And what I'm gonna tell you, brothers and sisters, this is the time. If you're a young African American man or a woman, this is the time to position yourself to get promoted, because they're going to hire a lot of y'all in high positions, just like they did back in the 60s and the 70s and the 70s. Yeah, they're going to hire you because they want to prove to you that everything is equal, but it's not. And I'm not telling you not to take the position for your own family and to help yourself along. I'm just saying that this smells and sounds familiar. A select few will profit from this, but the masses of African Americans, no matter how many buildings they build, no matter how many centers they have, no matter how much money they throw at it, you cannot legislate love into people's hearts. The twisted gospel tells the ruling class that they can forget, and it tells the ruling class that we are taught to forgive. Until we allow the unadulterated word into our heart with the one commandment: love your neighbor as yourself. That supposes that you love yourself. So you have to ask yourself, do you love yourself or do you lust after yourself? Is it all about the things that we can have and achieve that seems to make our life better? Because we have a lot of African American millionaires, but yet this happens. Yes, some will prosper from this, and the division amongst my brothers and sisters will continue. Some will say throw more money at it. Some will say it's jobs. Some will say it's religion, but it's really a heart thing. It's really a mankind sickness thing. Until we understand that we have to live for more than self, and that we get our moral compass from the Word of God, and that we're incapable of figuring it out, legislating it, making rules about it, having meetings on it. And I know you're going to say, well, that's the start. We've been at the starting block of this for 400 years. So it went from lynching to now kneeing in the neck. This is nothing new. My parents told me to be careful in dealing with law enforcement. That it wouldn't make any difference my education level, my economic level, who I was socially politically attached to. Because when I get pulled over, all they see is a big black man that could be a threat. So what's going to happen with this? I'm going to tell you. Some will prosper, get promoted, and have great jobs and will do great things, again, for themselves, their family, and possibly the community. But do you really believe that it's going to change just because we pay attention to it? When you have a whole class of people that don't believe that it's happened. Think about it.